Judy and I met the third time at the Institute in Tempe, Arizona. I went there to see a fellow I had roomed with, Larry Malloy, and when he headed for Sunday school, I just went in the same class so I could talk to him afterwards. And turns out he was dating Judy at the time, and she was teaching Old Testament prophets. And so I sat through her class, and I was pretty impressed that any girl could teach as well as she did, especially a subject like Old Testament prophets. But of course, Judy prepared very well. She is an outstanding teacher. I was pretty impressed there. I went up, and he was, of course, talking to her after class, and he introduced me to her and so forth. So I knew who she was at that point. And then a few weeks later, we were at a dance at the Institute that night. And so when she came by, I said, "Hi, Judy," and she didn't remember me. She didn't have a clue of who I was, so she asked somebody, "Who is that?" And they said, "Well, that's Jerry Stockett." And she said, "Well, I can remember Jerry, but Stockett's too complicated, so I'm not going to try to remember that." So that was the first time she really identified me, and the first time I identified her as an individual as Judy Stockett was when she was teaching that class.
Judy Allen.
Yeah, Judy Allen. And then it wasn't too many weeks after that that I had taken Richard, who was still a senior in high school, one of my younger brothers, to Institute with me. He loved to go over there and scout out the older girls. And I was dating Sylvia Seavey at the time, and I had arranged to bring her back to Mesa to take her home. And Richard said, "Well, would you mind if we took a girl home for me?" And I said no. And so he asked Judy. He'd identified her as somebody who was his type, kind of fun-loving and stuff. And we took Judy home first, and Sylvia and I were sitting in the car waiting for Richard to come back. He'd walked to the door, and she came back with him and had this ukulele in her hand and started serenading me. And so I had a few coins in my pocket, and I just dropped them in her ukulele, and she went on her way. That night, Richard said, "Man, I'm not the marrying kind, but if I were, that's the kind of girl I'd marry." And I said, "Boy, not me. That girl does not have a serious bone in her body." But his comment got me to thinking about it. And so by February, we were engaged, and by June, we were married.